London, early 1943. World War II rages on. The Allies are desperate to find a winning strategy in Europe, as British and American planners outline Operation Husky, the coming assault on Sicily. They realize that the Germans expect them to attack there. How can they mislead Hitler, redirecting his armies away from Sicily and saving thousands of Allied lives? In the heart of British intelligence, a bold idea emerges, a deception so wild that it borders on the macabre. It would become one of the most legendary espionage operations of the war. Its code name, Operation Mincemeat. The inspiration comes from a strange source, the Trout Memo, an internal document from British naval intelligence, written in 1939, comparing wartime deception to fly fishing. Within the memo, idea number 28 stood out, a suggestion, not a very nice one, to plant misleading papers on a corpse that would be found by the enemy. The memo had been drafted by none other than Lieutenant Commander Ian Fleming, the future creator of James Bond. By 1943, the concept finds its champions, intelligence officers Charles Cholmondeley and Ewan Montague. These men, eccentrics in their own right, are given the daunting task of bringing this ghoulish plan to life. Their mission: fashion a legend on a corpse, make that legend bulletproof, and ensure the enemy swallows the bait. The deception requires not just a plausible body, but a legend so airtight that the Germans will believe every detail. The heart of the ruse lies in planted documents, the vital document, an official letter between Allied generals. In it, clues are meticulously woven suggesting that the real Allied invasion will land in Greece and Sardinia, with an attack on Sicily dismissed as a feint. Montague and Cholmondeley engineer every aspect of Major Martin's life. They insert his name in the official lists of casualties, stage love letters with a fictitious fiancée, and include small personal effects to paint a portrait of a living, breathing man. Even the underclothes are considered down to the laundry marks and tailoring. They plan the delivery. The body must wash up on Spanish shores, near the city of Huelva, a region full of German intelligence operatives. Spain is neutral, but leans toward Germany. The hope: Spanish authorities will find the body, hand the documents to the Germans, and trigger the deception. The team needs a body, a man dead of cause is plausible for wartime, young enough to pass as an officer, free of injury that might contradict their tale. Complications abound. After much searching, they secure the body of Glyndwr Michael, a Welsh homeless man who died by ingesting rat poison. Michael's final act, tragic as it was, inadvertently helped shape history. Montague and Cholmondeley create a fictional persona, Major William Martin, Royal Marines. They craft his story with obsessive detail, a pocket littered with theatre ticket stubs, photographs of a sweetheart, receipts, a silver cross, and less obvious details like keys and identity cards. The body is dressed in authentic military uniform, dog tags and all, and supplied with a briefcase handcuffed to the wrist. Under cover of darkness, a British submarine slips toward the Spanish coast. On April 30, 1943, the crew releases Major Martin into the sea, his briefcase securely attached. He drifts toward shore. Early that morning, a local fisherman discovers the corpse and reports it to Spanish authorities. British Vice Consul Francis Asildon is quickly involved, subtly guiding the Spanish away from a thorough autopsy that could jeopardize the ruse. Spanish officials examine the body, find the papers, and just as hoped allow the Germans access. German intelligence soon hears of the body. The Abwehr sends agents to investigate, and the British keep careful tabs through intercepts, diplomatic channels, and espionage. The key: did the Germans retrieve the documents, and did they believe them authentic? They do. German agents painstakingly reconstruct Martin's life, scrutinize every detail, yet find no flaws. The documents are copied and sent straight to Berlin. Intelligence reaches Hitler himself. Satisfied with the deception, Hitler issues orders: reinforce defenses in Greece and Sardinia, diverting vital divisions, including elite panzer units, away from Sicily. In mere weeks, the German High Command requisitions men, tanks, planes, and artillery. As the Allies prepare the actual assault on Sicily, their spies watch German troop movements. The deception halts. Hitler remains convinced that Sicily is not the main target. On July 10, 1943, Allied forces land in Sicily. The invasion succeeds beyond expectations. German resistance is diminished, casualties are lower than feared. Historians later credit Operation Mincemeat for saving thousands of lives, accelerating the collapse of fascist Italy and shifting the momentum of the war in Europe. As the Allies prepare the actual assault on Sicily, their spies watch German troop movements. The deception halts. Hitler remains convinced that Sicily is not the main target. On July 10, 1943, Allied forces land in Sicily. The invasion succeeds beyond expectations. German resistance is diminished, casualties are lower than feared. Historians later credit Operation Mincemeat for saving thousands of lives, accelerating the collapse of fascist Italy and shifting the momentum of the war in Europe. After the operation's success, the British worked to erase traces of the deception. Major Martin is buried in Huelva with full military honors. His grave becomes a secret monument. The true identity of Glyndwr Michael remains hidden for decades. Montagu and Cholmondeley, wary of the need to maintain secrecy, plant further evidence of Martin's existence in official records. The story remains classified for years, not until the 1950s, when The Man Who Never Was is published. Does Operation Mincemeat begin to enter public awareness? Operation Mincemeat is now taught as a classic case study in deception and psychological warfare. Its lessons resonate: the value of story, the impact of detail, and the notion that the enemy is always watching, always searching for flaws. For Glyndwr Michael, a forgotten man, death brought a strange sort of immortality. For Montagu, Cholmondeley, and their team, the operation marks their place among the great strategists and tricksters of history. The success of Mincemeat validated new thinking. In intelligence operations, a pivot from brute force to cunning, narrative, and attention to human psychology. In the shadow war of codebreakers, spies, and counter-spies, sometimes the boldest moves are not made on the battlefield, but in the imagination and in the details.